Oh, okay. Now live streaming. View the stream. Okay. Oh, okay. Now live streaming. View the stream. Okay. Damn, it's got that echo again. Okay. See if I can fix that. Let's see, does that work now? Oh, fix that. Let's see, does that work now? Oh, fix that. Okay, this. Oh, fix that. Okay, this. Oh, fix that. Okay. Ah, damn it! Why is this so hard? I have absolutely no idea if my sound is okay. Let me know if the sound is okay. Can you hear me? Oh, hey. Oh, it has gotten better? Awesome. Great. Okay, yeah, I'm totally new to this. And I'm using this sort of encoder thing, which is like a separate program that YouTube Live needs. And so I'm guessing it's working now. Great. Okay, so this is weird because I mean I don't know, I don't hear anything, so it's weird, but okay, so yeah, well, hey London Worms, that's what I guess I'm gonna call you. How's it going? I can see the chat, and I think it must be going, which is good. Well, I hope that more people are going to show up. I hope that the first time that I did this and then I had to shut it down and figure out what else I had to do to get it going all right. I hope that didn't like discourage some people. But yeah, I kind of wanted to do this to, we'll try it out, but also be a little more interactive. But also, like I said, life events. So I guess I'll just say it now. I am currently in Miramichi, New Brunswick. So, like before, I was in Ottawa, Ontario, living on a 1 acre property where I had garden space. Yeah, no, I'm in Canada. Yeah, our day was not too long ago, actually, July 1st, but all I really did was, well, actually stay in that day. On Thursday, which would have been like June 29th or something, we had fireworks, because here in Miramichi, New Brunswick, they're like two sides of the city, and our side had the fireworks in conjunction with a festival that was going on down at the water, because we're on the side of a river. And then the other fireworks were supposed to, on the other side of the town, we're supposed to be there. We're supposed to go off on Saturday, but it was really raining that day, so I'm not even sure if they went ahead. Oh, thank you. I'm pretty sure you're in the UK, right? I got that impression from watching your videos. So, yeah. But yeah, so it was saying Miramichi, yeah, fireworks. So being in Miramichi, New Brunswick, obviously that's quite a far distance from Ottawa, Ontario, and it's because I actually got a job here. I've been looking for full-time work for a while. I've been doing a lot of contracts, a lot of them with the government, a lot of them with other companies. And I've been trying to get in full-time with government for a while. And I finally did, or at least it's a contract. It's a term position, so it's not. So it's only 6 months, which I'm okay with, considering that I did move out to Miramichi, New Brunswick, and I wasn't sure how I would like it. So I'm kind of glad it's only 6 months, but it's also a cool adventure. But yeah, I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment with no balcony, no outdoor space at all. So I've had to get a little bit creative when it comes to my gardening and exercising my green thumb. So I am actually going to do probably a little video on that, because I do have a little like garden area in my 2nd bedroom, where I just have like a table and some plants. And yeah, so that's really interesting. Yeah, that's what I thought I'd try out this live stream to talk about, is the near future of my channel, I guess. I'm gonna try, and I have a couple ideas for I have a couple ideas for videos, at least 2 videos, I think, and I hope I hope that I can maybe come up with something more, and keep this channel alive, at least. Like, if I can do something every couple of weeks at least, that would be nice. And then I'm going to be going back home a few times, probably. Definitely Thanksgiving. I'm definitely going Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving in Ottawa is probably around the time where I'm going to be putting stuff to bed. I'm going to be harvesting my sweet potatoes, so I should be able to film that, which will be awesome. But yeah, that's really. I'm trying to just, yeah, keep up some kind of something on the channel, so that I won't lose everybody's attention. But if you're interested, and I mean, you've been following my garden for a while, and I have been talking to my parents. Regium. I have been talking to my parents about the garden. Excuse me. About the garden, and they've been taking care of it while I'm gone. And so let's see, I'm trying to think of anything specific. I mean, they've been eating garlic scapes for a while, because I have 64, well, not 64, I planted 64 garlic cloves around my property, and and uh, and well, I planted them with the idea that about 20% would not come up, because that's kind of what happened last year. And so I thought, okay, if 20%, which is around 12, don't come up, then that's 52, and I'll have a certain amount of the biggest cloves to plant next year. Well, actually this year, to plant in the fall, and then I should have enough for a whole year, because I wouldn't say we go through a clove a day, or I wouldn't say we go through a clove a week, but I figure we'll maybe every 1.5 weeks we'll go through a clove, probably, or not clove, a head every 1.5 weeks. So that was my hope, and in fact, most of them did come up, so I would say at least 60 to 62 plants came up. So I'm definitely hopeful that I'll be able to not only have a nice supply of garlic cloves to plant, but also then enough garlic heads for the following year. How about some more stuff like that? Yeah, they've been having the scapes in stir fries, apparently, which is new to me, because although I knew that you could cook scapes, I love garlic scape pesto, so I used to throw that in with some basil and into a food processor, and some, actually instead of Parmesan cheese, I used goat cheese, which I thought gave it a nice kind of creaminess. Um, and then of course the other stuff that you put in pesto. Although instead of pine nuts, I also put in sunflower seeds. I swapped out sunflower seeds, which is a little cheaper, I think, because pine nuts are definitely expensive. Let's see, what else have they told me? They told me that my fruit bushes are doing quite well. My grape is finally starting to climb the mesh, so that's nice. I had taken off some cuttings off of some of the plants and rooted, or tried my best to root them, and they seem to have done well. So I think my mom was going to plant on them and plant them in pots, and then I'll figure out, like, I don't know, if some friends want them or something. My fruit trees are doing well. My shrubs that I planted this year. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get a chance to show them. I was going to do a video tour of like all my perennials, all my edible perennials, and so for that, I really wanted a stabilizer, which is kind of a doodad that you can put your camera on, and when you hold it and go around, it actually stabilizes the camera and reduces the shake. And I had gotten one on Amazon, because if I were to get one in a like a video equipment store, that would be quite expensive. So I got one on Amazon, but unfortunately when I got it, it didn't I'm pretty sure there was something wrong with it, so I just sent it back. And So might have to wait a bit longer for that perennial tour. But let's see what else. My potatoes apparently are doing quite well. I planted them closer together this year and in my containers, and I only did potatoes in containers this year. And I also sort of slowly added more dirt. And then my parents, I think, finished off adding some dirt. And by dirt, I actually mean a mix. I took a soil and mushroom compost mixed it about half and half with coconut coir, and created kind of a light mix. Yeah, I guess I can blame my mom, but probably not. Probably wouldn't have to kill you. I actually work at the PACE Center, which is the area that basically takes care of pay for other government workers. So we don't really do anything for the general public. We handle stuff for government workers. So it's interesting because there's this new system called Phoenix, which we're sort of playing around with and trying to get working. And so yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting work. But definitely wouldn't really affect you. It mostly just affects other government employees. So yeah, I saw up above you said you were giving me a suggestion for what I could put up. And I'm glad to hear that you like the GMOs, the GMO videos. I'll definitely have to try and come up with some topics that I can sort of do a video of inside. I'm kind of setting up my studio sort of similar to what I had in my house. I have my light, I have my tripod and everything, and I have an area where I can do it. I just need somewhere to sit. So, I mean, if worse comes to worse, then I might just use like a fold-out chair that I have, but I was hoping to maybe find something, like a futon or something that looks maybe a little bit nicer. Um, excuse me, I've been trawling the classifieds, but unfortunately Miramichi is a small town, so you don't find a lot of used furniture. Awesome. Pots. Oh, that's really awesome that you haven't had to buy potatoes since May. Um, yeah, that's really neat. What type of potatoes are you growing, if I may ask? I don't know if this has a delay or what. I'm just not sure. Oh, that's good. Definitely, I'd love to see. I'll keep an eye on your channel to find out or to see how that's going, how the fertilizer is working, because I'm definitely interested. I didn't end up putting anything like before I left because it wasn't. Well, I guess it was a month since I had planted the potatoes, but yeah, a month after I didn't feel like I needed to put anything more because of the fact that I'd planted in um, the the sort of mushroom compost soil mixture. crops. Huh, so those types must be like unique to the UK or something because I haven't seen any of them. And there's actually this amazing place here in Canada. It's in Alberta actually, but the my potatoes that I was growing this year, which you might have seen the video on the varieties, but I actually got them from actually, I think you commented on that, so I think you did see it. But yeah, I got them from that company, and they have a ton of varieties, but I don't think they have any of these varieties. Although I remember Sarpomira from what's the channel? Allotment something is he is in the UK, and he does the channel's allotment like something I can't remember, but his videos really inspired me actually with the container potatoes because he had these amazing hauls. And allotment grow, yeah, I think something like that, yeah, allotment grow, yeah, yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it. I wonder actually, here, I'll check my sidebar where I put all my, or where it has all the places, all the channels that I've subscribed to. Allotment diary, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, and he has those amazing hauls. Like, I think there was one where it was like, what was it, 7 containers, and he had, how many did he have? How many pounds did he have? I think he had something like 75 or 80 pounds of potatoes out of those 7 containers, and I was just like, what? Like, that's amazing. And so, yeah, he was a big inspiration for me. I remember I did a sort of calculation between what his container size was and what he got out of it, and my container size and what I got out of it last year, and oh my God, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. But because I think my containers are something like 3 times as big as his containers. So really, I would imagine anyway that I should be able to get 3 times what he got per container, but maybe that's wishful thinking. But anyway, I did do some improvements this year in that I put my potato plants a little closer, and I think I did a better job of kind of filling up the container to take advantage of sort of the part of the stem that, when buried, should send out more roots and have more potatoes. So I'm hopeful that maybe I might be able to take some vacation later this summer around the time that the potatoes can be harvested, because I really want to harvest it myself. Excuse me. But I suppose I could always get my parents to like film them going through it. Is there anything else that you've been harvesting? I know that my rhubarb was doing really well before I left, and I had hoped to maybe get a chance to do some like strawberry rhubarb crumble, and it just didn't end up working out. So I'm not sure if my parents are going to use it. Like, it might be a little too labor intensive for them. Yeah, yeah, I really want to do it myself, but I guess we'll see. You know, the thing is, if I want to, so I have kind of 2 options for getting back home. I have driving or I have flying. Driving is like 11 to 12 hours of driving. So, and it's because, and it's on a map, you might not think that New Brunswick and Ottawa are that far, but the thing is to get there, the fastest way actually to get there is to go up from Ottawa, up through Quebec, and then down through New Brunswick. You know, there's an area where you could go through Maine, but because Maine doesn't have a lot of highways there, you have to, it's pretty slow, and so it's actually faster to go up Quebec into New Brunswick. But that is an 11 to 12 hour drive, so I could do that, or I could fly. And flying is, you know, maybe if I can get a seat sale, that would be okay, but I'm not sure how many times I would want to visit if I would be flying. 12 hours driving. Yep, Canada is big. Canada is really big. Like, we actually visited London a few years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and we were talking to our cousins about it, and she was saying that she goes from London to, I think it's Exeter, I think. It's like close to where Stonehenge is, I think, and for university. And she said it was a 7 hour train ride, I think. 7 hour, yeah, 7 hour drive, 7 hour train ride. And it was a 7 hour train ride between Ottawa and the city where I went to university. And that is a tiny, tiny portion of Canada. Like, that's just southern Ontario, which, you know, Canada is this big. Let's see if I get, yeah, Canada is this big. Southern Ontario is like this. So, and that's 7 hour drive just from like one end to the other. So, yeah, Canada is big. Oh wow, you have zucchini already. When do you get your stuff in? Because I well, actually, some of my seedlings were late because we had a lot of rain early May, like late April, early May. So there were several seedlings that I wanted to get in late April. Actually, potatoes. I wanted to actually plant potatoes late April because you can do that here. They didn't get in until late May. No, probably late May. Onions and broccoli and lettuce. Well, actually, I had lettuce that had popped up, so that was fine. But broccoli and onions could have gone in late April, and yeah, they didn't go into like late May. And then all my other seedlings probably went in like a week or two later than they could have. And so, but still, I mean, even like last year when I got all my seedlings in on time, they wouldn't have, I don't think I would have had zucchini, which is what I call courgettes. You know, you guys call them courgettes or courgettes. We call them zucchini, but um, we wouldn't have gotten them this early. Um, yeah, yeah. 6 hours flying, still be in Texas. That may be an exaggeration. I'm not sure. And well, you know, the top part of Texas is pretty wide across, so maybe. But yeah, I think that's perhaps a little bit of an exaggeration. Also, carrots. You've already got carrots. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I seeded carrots again, kind of late May. Like pretty much everything got in late May because not only did we have so much rain, like early May, that there was flooding, but even into May, like there was a lot of rain on the weekends, which because I was working full time, the weekends would have been most of the time that I would have done the gardening, and unfortunately it was raining pretty much all of the weekends. That's cool. I wonder how many courgette plants do you have? Like, I know that yeah, they may not be coming now, but once they start going, you might be overwhelmed if you have you might have planted enough or a lot because you might have thought you needed them, but I've heard that one plant can actually suffice for like a family of 4. Hmm. Oh, well, I kind of hoped that there'd be a few more people, but I guess I'll either put this. I'll probably do like a video basically explaining where I am and my circumstances. Hmm. You have 12. Oh, you, my friend, are gonna be overwhelmed. But I look forward. I hope you do a video. I really hope you do a video because that'll be good. Like 12 zucchini plants. Well, on the bright side, you maybe do some canning or put away some zucchini breads in the freezer. You can have a whole freezer full of zucchini breads. Personally, I love chocolate zucchini bread, and so I'm sure that if you have, I'm pretty sure you have kids. Yeah, I'm sure your kids would love that. But you can do like zucchini relish, you can do zucchini pickles, and you can can those. And I believe with both of them, since they're vinegar based, you can can them in a steam, like a water canner as opposed to a pressure canner, which you need when you're dealing with less acidic stuff. But excuse me. Yeah, zucchini relish, zucchini pickles. Uh, definitely. I'm curious to find out what you're gonna do with that. Chocolate, yeah, I love chocolate zucchini bread, and I'm sure it's a great way to get like kids to eat their vegetables. I've even seen people take like pureed zucchini or pureed other types of squash and like hide it in spaghetti sauces and stuff like that. I've actually been meaning to try something like that just to see what it would taste like. Oh, if you have a spiralizer, you can do zucchini noodles and basically have, like a low carb spaghetti or pasta if you want. But yeah, chocolate zucchini bread is awesome. I'm trying to figure out if there's a delay in my video feed. And what you see, because, or maybe it's just, the time it takes to type, I'm not sure. I'm curious about what time it is. There. Oh, okay, need. Well, I do have that one video that's like the green tomato chutney. And what was it? Yeah, green tomato chutney and pickled green cherry tomatoes. Um, and yeah, I was planning on doing a bit more. 12:30 a.m. Wow, you're up late. Yeah, it is 8:30 here, so 4 hours difference. So I'm 1 hour difference from Ottawa. So yeah, it would have been, if I was in Ottawa, it would have been 5 hours difference. Whoa. Oops. Oops, knocked something over by accident. Let's see. But yeah, about the cooking section, I'd wanted to do that. Cooking with stuff that you harvest, maybe doing like a video where I would harvest stuff at the start and then do some cooking with it. But I mean, obviously, those plans have been sort of put to a halt by my getting a job. So I'm hopeful that at the end of the 6 months, I'll have a good foot in the door. I'll have something in my resume, and I'm thinking that either I'll be back in Ottawa and hopefully get something there, and be able to do stuff in the garden at my parents' place, or I'm hopeful that I might get something permanent here, be able to actually get a house and with a yard, and hopefully have a garden, and in fact, actually what's needed in the city of Miramichi, you can have 3 chickens or ducks, and so I'd have ducks because I'm allergic to chicken eggs, but yeah, you can have 3 ducks, which is really cool. And so I'd probably do a series on that, or kind of incorporate that into my gardening. Heart attack. Yeah, I gave myself a heart attack too. I just knocked something down with my foot by accident. Yeah, so yeah, it does pack out, yeah, my CV. So hopefully, either way, I think it could work out. Preferably, I'd like to, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to end up back with my big garden because that's already established. But on the other hand, if I get a place here and I have some ducks and I have some gardens there, then it could be just as interesting. So. So how has the garden season been for you? Like, I've already mentioned that there was a heck of a lot of rain at the start of our season, which delayed putting in our gardens. And so I'm wondering, and then also right now, apparently we haven't had much heat, so like a lot of my plants are quite small still because they just haven't been getting much heat. So I wonder what the weather is like for you. Hmm. People went insane. Is it not the norm in your area to get much hot weather? My yeah, we're in Ottawa anyway. They got mostly rain and some hail. Just can't handle the heat. Oh. Yeah, yeah, well, I must admit I'm not really one for heat, so, but I know my garden likes it, so I put up with it. But here in Miramichi, the weather is actually crazy. Like, I mean, Ottawa, you have either a sunny day or you have a rainy day, and maybe you have some thunderstorms that come through, but that's kind of rare. But here, it's actually the norm for weather to change like 4 or 5 times in a day. Like, I will wake up, it will be bright and sunny. I will go to work. I will go outside for my first break. It will be overcast and rainy. I will go back inside. I'll come up for lunch. It'll be bright and sunny. I'll go back inside, come out for my final break, overcast and rainy again, and then I'll go out for to go home. It'll be bright and sunny, and then in the evening it will start raining again. So that's been my experience. I'm guessing it's because Miramichi is like really close to the ocean. I'm curious about what videos you've seen then with the flooding. Ottawa, we're on the Ottawa River, or close to the Ottawa River anyway, and we just so happened to get a ton of rain right at the time that we're having the spring thaw, which is where the northern snow is melting and getting in, draining into the river and then coming down stream to where we are. And so that combined with the ton of rain was what did a lot of flooding. The Azores? I'm not sure. Is that some islands or something? I'm not sure where that is, but yeah, it's pretty nuts. I'm still getting used to it. Like, I haven't really gone out to do much outdoor activity, but I'm thinking that if I'm going to do anything, and am planning, I think, to take my camera and do some photography in some of the like park areas, which are really beautiful here. Um, but I'm thinking that I would probably need to bring a raincoat because I'm sure even if it was nice and sunny, then that could change in an instant. But yeah, it's hard for me to say, other areas in Canada what the weather is like, except that no, in Vancouver it's very rainy, but also kind of mild. So maybe closer to the weather that you get, maybe. But like, I always hear stories about how in the winter, if Vancouver gets like a few inches of snow, the city shuts down. Like, nobody can drive to work, nobody can drive to school because, of course, nobody puts winter tires on their car. But like the city just like goes nuts because they can't handle it. And that, to me, that's hilarious because I mean we get so much snow in Ottawa. I mean, lately we haven't got as much, but I think in the last 4 or 5 years, we've had at least one winter where when the snow plows plow up the snow on the sides of the street and you're going along in your car, like you can't see over the snowbanks. The snowbanks are literally like 7, 8 feet high, and you feel like you're going through this weird tunnel. We actually still make fun of people from Toronto because of that one year that they got so much snow, or according to them, they got so much snow that they called in the army to help shovel it. North Atlantic. Oh, hmm. I'll have to check that out actually because I didn't even know about those islands. Australian sun, rain, high winds, and sleet all in one day. What is kind of neat is there's some like the prairies. Some of the weather in the prairies can be, I've heard, can be kind of crazy actually, because you have, so between Vancouver and the prairies are the row of Rockies, the Rocky Mountains. And apparently what happens is warm weather will come from the Pacific Ocean, will sort of go up the mountains, I guess get colder, but then go down and get warmer again and take a whole bunch of moisture. Or, well, I don't know if it takes moisture, but it'll go down and it'll sort of rush along the prairies, and they call it a Chinook, or at least that's one of the names. They call it Chinook. And it can cause like a 20-degree temperature change in a single day. Like, it's nuts. So are you near London, or like what part of the UK are you from? When we went to London a few years ago, we we went. So we've gone into London. We had taken the red eye, so that was interesting. It's kind of crazy going over the Atlantic. I've never seen anything like that before, and so the the ocean, or the sun, kind of, that we saw the sun set and then the sunrise within like a few hours. It was kind of nuts. But we got there, we drove to Bristol, then we drove back and we visited family. We visited family on like the southwest side of London, the northeast side of London, um, and it was it was interesting because completely different accents on both sides. Oh, not be able to get off the island. Oh man. Yeah, my parents and my sister went on vacation one point. Where did they go? I think they went to Florida, but to get from Ottawa to Florida, they had to switch planes in, I think, Philadelphia, and it was around March break. Yeah, because my sister was off for a week, and so she went along with them. And they were coming back, and there was a huge snowstorm, and they got stuck in Philadelphia for like 2 nights. And it was really tough to find a hotel because like a ton of people were stranded there. So, but my sister ended up being late for an exam and stuff, crazy. But yeah, stuck there for 2 days. Hmm. One, Essex. Okay, interesting. Yeah, the thing I noticed was from between the northeast side and the southwest side, was one side we were totally I was totally able to understand everybody perfectly. I had no problems. And then on the other side, I believe it was the northeast side, that I suddenly had all this trouble understanding one of the people there. And it's like, I mean, in my defense, I think he was muttering a little bit, but I kept having to ask him to repeat himself, and I started feeling really self-conscious about it. So I'm still trying to figure out how much of a delay. Yes. Oh yeah. That's finding where. Anyway, so it looks like maybe other people weren't on at the same time, but yeah, so it was really nice talking to you, but I should probably get going. But I have to, take care of stuff for tomorrow and everything. But yeah, I was just wanted to do this little stream, and I've sort of figured out how to do it, so maybe I'll be able to do it again. But I definitely would like to. I'd like to play around with stuff a little bit, just to. For instance, I'd love to figure out how I can get my face into that entire window rather than just sort of up in the left corner. That's kind of weird. Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, it's great talking to you too. So yeah, I'll probably be doing another 2 videos at least in the next few weeks, and I'll look forward to seeing some more of your videos. So yeah. So maybe I'll give a little more, notice. Oh, I am in the center of the screen? Awesome. I did sort of play around with it right here, so that's good. It's good to know. Well, you have a good night and a good week, and I hope your garden does well. I hope you do some videos of your potatoes, because I definitely want to see how that fertilizing goes. Yeah, I'll definitely try that. So, yeah, okay. Well, see you later.